The world is full of traps in every corner, ready to snatch your power. Just take a look at each famous Netflix movie or show that's being promoted, or to the groups of people who are being idolized. Nowadays, nothing escapes the agenda of mind control by the elite. Men are being brainwashed into accepting weakness. There's a story, very famous, about a lion that I want you to listen to. If it's your first time on my channel, I ask you to help me by subscribing and liking the video. That way, I can continue to create more content like this in the future. Once upon a time, there was a fierce lion that was feared by all. One day, the lion fell in love with the daughter of a farmer. But there was a problem. The farmer hated the lion, and when he found out about the lion's love for his daughter, he wanted to do everything he could to avoid it. So, the cunning farmer called the lion and told him he would only allow him to get married to his daughter under one condition: that the lion would remove its sharp claws for his daughter's safety. The lion thought, well, it's just a small price for a big reward, and went to a rock and broke the claws. The next day, he went to the farmer and said, "Now I don't have claws. Give me your daughter's hand in marriage." But the cunning farmer told him he would have to do one more thing: remove his sharp teeth and fangs. The lion agreed with that condition too, and broke the sharp teeth and fangs. When the lion returned to the farmer the next day, the farmer attacked him. This time, the lion had no claws or sharp teeth to defend himself. Though he gave up what gave him strength, he chose to voluntarily give it up one by one. Remember, brethren, the world in which you live today is no different. There are forces much bigger at stake that have carefully designed the matrix to keep you a slave to your desires and impulses. And here's the hard truth. You can blame the farmer or the elites all you want, but at the end of the day, it was the lion who chose to obey. The willingly force is the virtue that all men owe. Continue either in professional life, financial, or romantic. Every man naturally wants to feel dominant, strong, and powerful, because that's what all men want: a strong sense of impulse. But many of we don't have it because we indulge in behaviors that prevent us from becoming men we were meant to be. Nowadays, men complain about everything, spend too much money on drugs and pornography, and even apologize to others for things they don't require apologies, and develop habits that weaken number one, mock the other. This is a point that not many people are aware of. He speaks, but as a man of high value, you should never look down on others instead of elevating your own status. You can portray yourself as someone who is insecure and unsafe. This is a crucial aspect that is often overlooked when speaks of authentic masculinity, such as once you've heard the example of the bucket of crabs when a crab is point of escaping from the bucket. Others, they pull back when someone is trying to improve your life or achieve one goal. Sometimes the others can feeling uncomfortable or jealous. This type attitude is not constructive or honorable if you find yourself mocking. Remember that you're underneath of them endpoint. Of course, this is not the case. Means that you don't have to correct someone for their mistakes, but they don't mock them. As a man, you must teach and guide your brethren. Without you can't hold grudges or ulterior motives, provide constructive correction and valuable tip for you to learn and grow up. Remembers the strong men, and they don't look down on others and listen to what Mike Tyson has to say at the end of the day. Regarding social media has made you feel very comfortable despising the people and without getting hit in the face. Therefore, number two, fail to accept responsibility. Returning to the story of the lion and the farmer's daughter, the main reason why which the lion loses all, in the end, it boils down to the fact that he wasn't aware of your responsibility. Your responsibility was to live like a lion in its prey, and sharp claws were part of what made it. He turned into a lion but forgot this responsibility and chose to abandon it. The same thing happens in your life. Assume your responsibilities with pride. The responsibilities are not a burden, but a burden. An integral part of our existence, I want you to say with me, I will honor my responsibilities to pride, because they are what makes me a man. The day you choose to escape your responsibilities is the day you choose to completely abandon your masculinity. I want you to memorize this. The price of greatness is the responsibility. Listen to it again. The price of the greatness is the responsibility. This is not the case. It only strengthens our own identity as men, but also contributes to the well-being of those around us. Responsibility should not be avoided nor abandoned. On the other hand, should it be embraced as a path to the greatness and the fulfillment of our potential as men. Number 3. Run away from this is a challenge for many men today. The majority of men always choose comfort instead of growth. Remember that the growth is painful and is often hidden behind the failure. Is a famous example of the man digging in search of diamonds. He doesn't know how deep of the surface is the diamond. But keep digging at first. Just see more dirt every time you dig, but continues to finish. After a few hours or even days, find what you were. So remember, brethren, the failure ain't the end. If that's the mentality that you have, you can be. I'm sure you'll never succeed in nothing thinks about anything worth. Suppose you start a business. At first, you can face many so-called failures as you try to learn the business and conquer your customers. But when you stay in play long enough and don't, try to climb up from these failures. Temporary growth must grow. Same, it happens with women at first. When you get close to them, you can seem a strange man who doesn't know how to interact. But your success is behind these temporary failures. This is a small price that a man strong must pay for success. Often we are trained like children to be ashamed of our mistakes and failures, and to try to justify them by blaming someone else. You can say it's not my fault or that person is to blame. These are thoughts of a loser. I want you to listen to this quote and write it somewhere if you want. A man is he who blames his failure on the strength of others. Number 4. Mission to feudal laws with much ease. You want to know the difference between a coward and a tall man? Simple. Courage. The coward will always ally with the majority, even if what they do is clear. And the worst part is that the coward expects the man of high value to also submit to these laws and useful and harmful regulations. A man of high value always examines and judges everything before deciding to stay. In today's world, we've been so conditioned by the mentality that you shouldn't judge or that you shouldn't do this or that. This is coming out of control. You're just a puppet and a lab mouse at this point, by subjecting yourself to all the agendas and laws that create nothing. He is bad at obeying, but he obeys only what he does. What is planned with your purpose, your mission, and above all, remember that beyond God, nothing is above the law of the Almighty. Ask yourself if you're someone who easily intimidates and tries to please everyone. For some men, it may be incredibly difficult to learn how to say no, but if you act on the truth, you will realize that the world doesn't crumble around you. I've seen many men lead a life of fear in marriage, as if their wives were some kind of tyrants, and they don't dare to speak out or correct them. This is a clear example of submission. Feudal number 5. You have a weak language. Body language is a very important concept. This includes nonverbal cues such as a handshake, eye contact, how you sit, walk, and move. When you talk and relate to other people, they can sense if you're a strong man or weak because of your body language. In today's society, where agendas and expectations may have become against traditional masculinity, it is more important than ever that men be aware of their body language. Being intentional with your body means that you should strive to project an image of confidence, strength, and determination. Maintain an upright and confident posture. Walk with a firm and confident step, and keep proper eye contact when you relate to others. Be intentional with your body and maintain a masculine posture. Remember that your body language is your cover letter before you say a word. It can influence how others perceive you and how they treat you. If you present yourself as a strong and confident man through your body language, it's less likely that others will try to take advantage of you. This is a valuable skill for any man looking to succeed in personal life. Number 6. Waste. We always talk about the importance of your young days on this channel. Your 20s and into your 30s to a certain extent are what we call the golden days. These are the days when you must build, and build. Imagine a farmer planting a seed. Don't wait for the seed to bear fruit the next day. In your 20s, just as the farmer must sow spiritual seeds, emotions, and actions that will help you grow. But here's the most important part. Do not expect to reap those rewards immediately. Just keep sowing, and before you know it, You will have planted forests and gardens that will attract the right kind of life. When I say sao, I mean to challenge you to grow. This doesn't mean you should strive and work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But always keep in mind that these are the days with the most energy and opportunities to take risks. Take advantage of this, especially when you're a young man. You may feel like you're losing the culture of being with several people by investing in yourself, but resist that temptation. You may not realize it now, but as you grow older and you grow old, you'll thank yourself for not distracting yourself. Listen to what the wisest man on earth has to say about your days. These are the words of Solomon. You who are young, be happy while you're young, and let your heart be glad in the days of your youth. Follow the impulses of your heart and what your eyes see. But keep in mind that for all these things, God will bring you into judgment. Number 7, be lazy and unproductive with your time. The way we structure our day and manage our time can make a big difference in our path to development. What time do you go to bed, and what time do you wake up? How is your day structured? What do you do when you come back home? These are all questions that you must take seriously. Don't consider them as side tasks that you can approach when you have free time. As a man who seeks success in all areas, you need to carefully plan your day. Think about why the mighty are so successful in building the matrix. Every aspect and area was carefully planned. In the same way, think about every part of your day, the people you interact with, and the type of content you consume. If you don't have the right thoughts in your mind, you've given open access for the matrix to penetrate you. Laziness is the greatest enemy of men today. As men, you can have a lot of thoughts, business or life-related, but never act on them if you allow laziness to filter through gradually into you. Without you noticing, laziness will devour you and prevent you from moving productively forward in your life. Always remember, brethren, that laziness only succeeds against weak men because a man of high value learns to detect and correct it quickly. Always be aware of laziness and fight it as soon as possible. So remember, brethren, that weakness is the virtue of modern society. Weakness is what they are after, but strength is your greatest virtue. Seek strength at every opportunity and remember that God is your greatest strength. Every day presents opportunities for growth and moving towards our goals, and it depends on us to take advantage of those opportunities consciously. Both physical and mental health are valuable assets in this. Seek support in personal and spiritual beliefs, which can provide a solid foundation for facing life's challenges. If you liked our video, like the video, subscribe, and comment so YouTube knows that these types of videos help people like you, and we can continue creating more similar videos in the future.